The video game industry moves fast, but we move faster. This is the Turbo Button Show with Darien and Jacob.
Hello guys, and welcome to the Turbo Button Show for May 18th, 2017. Wow, it's already more than halfway through May.
Yeah. And
I'm here with Jacob before he says any more.
Yeah,
And I'm Darien. Now what are you going to say?
I was going to say, it's May 18th. May is flying by, and that means we're getting closer and closer to some really good games coming out, particularly for the Switch.
Yeah.
You got Splatoon coming out this summer.
Yes.
And another game that's kind of Splatoon-esque in its stylization, where it's got that new era of Nintendo feel to it, called ARMS.
ARMS, yeah. I'm really hyped up for it. I can feel the hype in the room.
Spoiler alert, we're talking about ARMS.
Yeah, we're talking about ARMS.
So Nintendo did a special Nintendo Direct last night, which Darien watched and I didn't.
Yep, I watched it. So I can give summaries, which Jacob is going to watch this after we're done recording this, because he needs to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, I did get the cliff notes from it, though. So
yeah. So basically, they showed us that the game is going to launch with 10 characters. And I have a feeling Nintendo right now with the Switch is kind of in a Super Nintendo resurgence. They're just experimenting and they're doing really fun, colorful things. And they gave us 10 characters. We have Springman, we have Ribbon Girl, which are the two cover characters. We have Helix, or he's a Goop Man.
Goop Man?
Yeah, something. And then we have
really?
Yeah, I'm having a thing.
If you didn't think you knew them all, you could have just said, we have 10 characters.
We have 10 characters.
That's how a professional does it, Darien.
They have two. They announced a couple of characters last night that we didn't know of. We have Bark and Bite, which it's spelt not right, but it's Bark and Bite, and it's a policeman and his dog, but they're robots. And you can, the robot dog can be it's self-contained, controlled, so it's your buddy. He punches and attacks and does different maneuvers all by himself. You have no control over him, but you can use him as a springboard, jump above other people. Really fun looking. It adds a whole new thing to the game. I'm losing my thought. Then we have a lady named Twin Tail, and let me just say, Nintendo is trying to save their company with booty. Because
Breath of the
Wild, and then now this character, that's the only thing was in the whole camera when they were revealing the character during the gameplay trailer thing.
Just booty?
Yeah, it was just in the camera. You're like, Nintendo, I know what you're doing.
Just wait till the DLC for Splatoon 2.
I'm scared. Oh, no.
All right, continue.
Those were a couple of characters, and they have this one guy. He's this snake guy. I forgot what his name was, but he's I always forget.
Okay.
And yeah,
good.
He slithers around and stuff.
Good job.
Well, he doesn't slither, but he can dodge around, and it's quite entertaining.
Next.
That's basically the characters that we got to see.
But there will be more, will there not?
They've already announced that there's gonna be more characters later. There's gonna be more equipment, and basically they're just gonna update the game to keep it fresh.
So what they're doing is, if you remember 2014, I know, so long ago, or was it 2015?
2015.
2015. Sorry, whoops. Splatoon came out.
Mm-hmm.
And Splatoon, the game came out, I want to say June, and then for May?
Late May.
Okay. All right. And then for the next couple months, it was pretty steady support for the game with free DLC
entire
all the
year.
Time. In fact, by the end of it, we probably ended up with more DLC content that was given out than the total amount of content in the base game.
Yep. It was pretty close to I wouldn't say it would be more, but it felt like it doubled the content because, we got our level from level from 20, the cap level cap, from 20 to 50, which elongated a lot of our playthroughs. I'm still trying to get up to 50, but it added multiple maps. We're going to be getting more maps in ARMS, but the game's not even out yet, so why not just experience everything?
The point is they're doing this again, where it's going to be at least a summer full of free DLC.
Yeah.
And here are my thoughts on that. This is really what I wanted to talk about. I've come around on this like style of doing things because I do feel they keep some DLC intentionally for later that could be in the base release.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that now. Particularly because Splatoon did it quite well. There were some really big stumbling blocks in the beginning because there wasn't quite enough base content.
Yeah.
But as long as there's a reasonable amount in ARMS, I have no problem. And from what we've seen, there is.
Yeah, we learned on how we're going to unlock our items, and it seems like it's going to be character basis. So if you play as one character, you'll get different gloves and stuff to use, depending on how much you play with that character. And if you get multiple of the same item from this one mode where you like spend the in-game currency that you earn from the fights, it'll just keep powering up your weapon that you keep on getting multiple of, if that makes any sense, if I'm explaining it correctly. But we also got some game modes. We got to see some game modes. There was like a volleyball one where you can do, I believe it's up to 4 people can play volleyball together. So you have like your net, you have a ball, you punch the ball back and forth, volleyball. If you don't know how to play volleyball, you obviously haven't been in boring gym classes where they make you play volleyball like every single week. Mentally scarring. But we also have a mode that is like a basketball mode. And it really struck me with surprise. Like, you can take your opponents or your opponent and you just like work on trying to like long shot them, get them to go flying either, or grab them and throw them. And you're basically just playing basketball with each other.
Still no replacement for Rocket League. We still need Rocket League on the Switch.
Dude, this isn't even related. Like, they're not
I
even
know.
the same gameplay styles.
Well, you have basketball in both. Done. I win. Darien loses.
I'm not even going to listen to you, Jacob, because that was kind of dumb.
So I think I'm pretty convinced with ARMS. I don't know fully. Part of me wishes what Nintendo would do with their new experimental IPs would be to release them at a discounted price for the first game in the series to get more people in.
Right.
But I can see why they don't, because inventing a new IP takes a lot more work and, a lot more money. But especially with ARMS being the first, I mean, we're going to have Splatoon 2 soon, right?
Yep.
And I think it's pretty safe to say that when it comes out and once it gets more of its own DLC, the first Splatoon will pale in comparison, and we'll look back and say, we really spent $60 on this. Look how little content it has compared to this. And the same is going to happen if ARMS receives sequels.
I mean, but the thing is if you look at any franchise, the first is always not going to have as much content as the later ones, usually. I mean, is Burnout 3 as good of a deal as Burnout Legends? I don't know.
Why did you pick Burnout?
Because
could have picked something relatable that everyone knows.
It's on my mind, because Burnout 3 has whatever, and Burnout Legends has content from 1, 2, 3 in it. It has, like, a lot of content, man.
Okay.
But that's one I chose to pick. But, like, Burnout 1 compared to Burnout 3, Burnout 1 has nothing. But you still paid the full price. So, every franchise does this. But I have faith in ARMS. Looks exciting. Very strategic fighting game.
That's the big thing. Like, we've seen a lot more gameplay now. It's surprisingly kind of slow, which is not a bad thing. It's methodical and very strategic as far as fighting games go. Whereas most fighting games are very reaction orientated.
Yeah.
You're countering your opponent's moves, and then they're countering your counter to their moves, and you're countering their counter to the counter, and that's the entire match.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's much more about your movement and your distance from your opponent and where you're positioned on the map.
See, I saw a thing put out by Digital Foundry, which was a technical analysis, and they also went to an event where they could actually like get footage and they could play the game. A lot of their impressions and a lot of other people's impressions is you send your punch out and then you can direct it where you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, "Oh, I didn't quite hit them," I'll try to curve the punch so that it connects with them later.
It's very interesting in a lot of ways. I think it's going to be fun.
I'm getting a day one. There's no doubts. I'm going to be getting a day one. I am way too excited about this.
And to make things even better, the performance is really nice.
It runs at a 1080p, 60 frames per
I
second.
thought it was 900.
No, it's 1080p
Okay.
single screen. And then once you split the screen in half, you'll get 900p. And then when you play it in, you can have 4 people playing the game at once on one screen. 900p is 30 frames, but it's 60 frames broke up. It does this thing that Mario Kart does, where if you have 4 screens, it'll break up the frame rate to flip-flop, which this time it doesn't go top to bottom. It goes left to right. And Nintendo definitely knows what they're doing with their hardware because there is so much overhead. You can just tell that like they're not pushing the Switch completely to its limits, but it's still, holy crap. If you put this on, if somebody were to put these games like Splatoon 2, because we got to play the test fire, if you put like Mario Kart or ARMS, if you would have put them on like PC or like Xbox One or PS4, they would not look out of place. And I'm really impressed with how Nintendo's handling their art styles and everything.
So that's everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure if we missed anything, there's Nintendo's Direct, but this game is looking incredibly impressive. I just wanted to talk about my take on it, see what Jacob thinks.
That's the two big things. I like the free DLC, and I like how it's more strategic and movement orientated.
Yep.
So those are my like short opinions on it.
Yeah, I love fighting games, but I like slower paced games because it lets me think things through a little bit longer. Because Super Smash Bros. Is too fast paced for me, but this looks like it's a perfect pace. You can just learn how to do things.
So if you guys like this video,
Yep.
let us know below. If you're gonna buy ARMS, if you like the art style, if you like the gameplay, whatever.
Is
Talk
this going to
about
make you
ARMS.
buy a Switch?
Probably not for most people, but
I mean, if you're anticipating a Switch and like there's no other games you want to get, I mean, the killer apps right now is Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart. It looks like ARMS is going to be a killer app to be getting.
we'll see.
If you buy your Switch, make sure to pick up ARMS when it comes out.
And subscribe
Yep, subscribe.
and hit the bell for notifications.
Yep, ding-a-ling.
And you can buy some merchandise like a wallet or maybe a phone case or some buttons at www.gamingbuzz.com.
Oh, and a shirt so you're not naked.
Oh my God! Please stop that. Like forever. Like forever.
No. Because we don't want naked people running around.
Bye.
See you guys later.
New episodes and other content can be found on TurboButtonShow.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.